Hello, dear friends. Welcome once again at another new session, exciting section of MCQ Marathon at the channel of your choice, Lit eCity. In this particular session, we will take some questions related with poetry, some poetic schools, some poets, all belonging to 20th century, and they are, I can assure you, very important from your examination point of view. So let's take our first question. In which of the following pairs the line doesn't match with the respective poems? You will see two columns, and in one column there is a line, actually the opening line of the poem, and in the second column we will have the name of the poem. One among these is not correctly matched. All these are highly popular and critically acclaimed poem. The first is the apparition of these faces in the crowd, very celebrated line, and the name of the poem with matching with this is In a Station of the Metro. It is written by Ezra Pound. Second one is Because I Do Not Hope, and it is the poem given is Quartet Second East Coker. We know very well T.S. Eliot has written four quartets, so it is the opening line of second quartet as per the question. Next one is About suffering they were never wrong, the old masters, and taken from the poem Musée des Beaux-Arts, which was written by W.H. Auden. And the last one is Status in Darkness, which is taken from the poem Ariel, written by Sylvia Plath. Now, among all these, one is not correctly matched, and I must say that it is rather an easy question because these all are very, very important lines. Okay, dear friends, the correct answer is Because I Do Not Hope. It is not from East Coker or Quartet Second. Actually, this line is from Ash Wednesday. This is the opening line of Ash Wednesday, written by T.S. Eliot. And if we talk about East Coker, it also opens with a very popular line, which is In my beginning. I hope now you remember, in my beginning is my end. Okay, so these are some important lines. Apart from this question, please also remember these lines, these poems, all of them very important one. Okay, moving to our second question. Imagism's aesthetic character was summed up in the tripartite declaration, three principal declaration of aims, and it was formulated by two of the most important figures in the Imagist movement. One is Ezra Pound and the other being F.S. Flint. Now you have to, and it was published in the journal Poetry in 1930. Which among these is not one of the aims? So there are basically three aims as proposed by these two authorities. And the first one is direct treatment of the thing, the poetic subject, whether subjective or objective. Next is to use absolutely no word that does not contribute to the presentation. So it basically talks about trimming or making the poem very, very neat and precise. Third one is to compose in the sequence of the musical phrase, not in the sequence of a metronomy. So without taking any consideration for a metrical foot, the poet should focus on the musical phrase. And the last one is to create concrete images of all abstract ideas. Out of these four principles, which basically applies on all the Imagist poem, but these out of these four, only three are proposed by Pound and Flint as the basis of Imagist movement. One which is not part of this tripartite declaration is the last one, to create concrete images of all abstract idea. It was not given by them. Okay, moving to our next question. who is the poet of these some critically acclaimed poem of 20th century literature? The name of the poems are here: Digging, Death of a Naturalist, Midterm Break, and North. Once again, I would like to point here these are very popular, highly acclaimed poems, and the options are Seamus Heaney, the Irish poet, Derek Walcott, then we have Patrick Kavanagh, once again an Irish poet, and last one is Simon Armitage. He is at present the poet laureate of Britain, and now you have to find out the right answer. Dear friends, right answer, the poet of Digging, Death of a Naturalist, Midterm Break, North. He is Seamus Heaney. He is also a Nobel Prize winner writer. 1995 he was given the Nobel Prize for Literature. If we talk about Derek Walcott, he also got Nobel Prize in 1992, and he basically belonged to Saint Lucian, and very much popular for his work Amorous, Dream on Monkey Mountain, which is a play. Patrick Kavanagh, he is famous for his work on Raglan Road, The Great Hunger, and also the novel Terry Flynn. The novel Terry Flynn, which is based on the life of a young farmer poet and his quest for big fields. If we talk about Simon Armitage, he is current poet laureate, and also he is famous for these poetry collections like Zoom, Xanadu, and Cloud Cuckoo Land. Okay, moving ahead with our next question. Who was the first American African poet to win the Pulitzer Prize back in 1950, and she was also named as the Poet Laureate of Illinois in 1968. She is, we can say, the mother figure of African American poetry. She established this particular trend among the African American community to write poetry. Our options are Maya Angelou, a very well-known figure, Audre Lorde, then Gwendolyn Brooks, and the last one, Nikki Giovanni. Let me tell you, all of these are very important ones in this particular field of African American literature. Maya Angelou, she is known for her autobiographical I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Audre Lorde, she is known for black lesbian. She is a black lesbian warrior poet known for her poem Coal. Gwendolyn Brooks, she is very much famous for her collection of the poems, series of the poems Annie Allen 1949, which is a loosely connected series of poems related to an African American girls growing up in Chicago. And Nikki Giovanni, one of the foremost authors of the Black Arts movement and writer of, she writes with the name of Nikki Rosa. Nikki Rosa is basically a dialogue sort of collection of poems, and also Knoxville, Tennessee is her collection. But the first one to win the Pulitzer Prize, the first African American to win the Pulitzer Prize was Gwendolyn Brooks, and it was obviously for Annie Allen. Okay, with our last question of the day, sharing the common tone of pop, urban, anti-academic, good-humored and vocal poetry, Adrian Henry, Rosa McGough, and Brian Patton. These three poets are grouped. They are basically known as, and the schools are Marshall Poets, The Group, Liverpool Poets, and New Apocalyptics. All these are relatively new schools. They may not be so popular like the other schools, but they all have their share of fame. And let me first tell you the correct answer, and then I will give you a brief intro about these groups. The correct answer: Adrian Henry, Roger McGough, and Brian Patton. They belong to Liverpool Poets, and they basically they were very much inspired by the success of Beatles, the famous rock and pop group, and their collection include the Mersey Sounds, the Liverpool Scene. It was the work which helped them the title the Liverpool Scene, which was published in 1967. If we talk about the Martian poets, they are the English poets of the 1970s and 80s, and the main poets are Craig Wren and Christopher Reid, and they describe ordinary things as if through the eyes of a Martian, an inhabitant of Mars planet. The group, it is an informal group of poets who met in London during 50s and 60s, and Philip Hobsbawm and Peter Redgrove, they are the two main members of this group. And if we talk about new apocalyptics, they have taken their name from the anthology The New Apocalypse, edited by J.F. Henry, and they all were basically united by a romantic reaction against the classicism of Auden. And the main poets are Henry, Trees, Fraser, Nicholas Moore. These are the poets. So the New Apocalypse, it was published in 1939. So chronologically, if we talk about the earliest among these is New Apocalypse, then we have the group, second one is the group 50s and 60s, then we have these Liverpool poets, these are in 60s and 70s, and last we have the Martian poets in 70s and 80s. With this, we come to the end of our today's session of MCQ Marathon. This is the 16th part, and I hope you are enjoying and learning some interesting facts about literature of 20th century. Keep sharing, keep supporting, keep giving me your very important feedback regarding these videos so that we can further improve them. Thank you, dear friends.